The last couple weeks have been really hard. Bear is 4 weeks old and I have a 15-month-old Sunny, and just navigating like the work. And we have a 2 o'clock appointment for their doctor checkups. And just trying to get out of the house is a feat in itself. Sunny, are you okay? Just the things you have to do, the diapers, the wet wipes, getting them both dressed. And then I'm also designing some furniture for a new retail space that we're working on. But just getting them out of, I feel like I have to start an hour in advance just to get them into the car. So this little one has eaten, but she's running around with a fork, and let me have that from you. Yes, okay. I've been wearing the Solly baby wrap around the house just to like be hands-free a little bit. So Bear goes in that. So 2 days ago, I was in Hobby Lobby trying to get something for work. And as soon as I got there, Bear started crying to be fed. And I had him in the Solly, and I was seriously ready to just like, well, actually I did. I found an aisle that didn't have anybody in it. Sunny was in the stroller asleep. And I whipped out my boob, under this of course, to feed Bear, because I was gonna like walk and feed him. And I had literally 18 minutes until a conference call started. And I needed one thing in that store. But of course, as soon as I got in, Bear started crying for food. And so I was gonna whip out my, boob and feed him while I walked and shopped. And the manager walked by, and I think he was just trying to be really sweet. He was like, "Can I get you some privacy?" And the way he asked it, I felt like I had to say yes. Like, breastfeeding is such a natural thing, and my boobs were not out. You could not see anything. But I ended up, he took me to, the way he asked, I felt like I had to say yes. Like, I need to get somewhere private. Like, this isn't okay to feed my baby in the middle of the store. Even though nobody could see anything. And so I felt like I had to say yes. So I ended up in a classroom. No, it was like an art classroom / employee break room. He put me in there. No, that's a knife too. Why do we have so many knives on the countertop? I ended up like sitting in there just crying because of all the 18 minutes that I had to get what I needed to get. I spent like 15 of them in this break room, isolated by myself with the babies, feeding the babies. And the whole while I'm thinking, like, I am so comfortable being a business owner. And I mean, I wouldn't say I'm so comfortable. Being a business owner is very uncomfortable, but I'm getting used to it and I love it. And I'm used to like going on construction sites, and I can totally rock a construction site and feel comfortable in that environment. But being a mother of 2 is very uncomfortable for me right now. And we are only like 1 month in, so I know so many mamas have been like, "Kim, you need to show yourself some grace. Be patient with yourself." And yes, I'm trying to do that, and I'm really trying hard to do that and remind myself at those pivotal moments during the day that it's like I've got to show myself grace. But in that moment at Hobby Lobby, I just was like, this is so insane. I can't do this. And I just know there's so many moms out there that have felt this before. So on that note, we need to get in the car. So I'm gonna start wrangling my tribe here to get into the car. And it's such a process. I know. Come here. Come here. I know. Can I close the dishwasher? Close the dishwasher. By the way, this is our new house. That light fixture has got to go. I love our new house, but there's a lot of things I am ready to change about it. I want to change about it to make it feel more like our own. But that requires cash money, lots of cash money. And when you buy a house, I'd say you're cash poor. But we'll get there. I'm very excited to start making this our own. And when I do that, y'all, you better believe I'm gonna be putting up some before and afters. Whole milk, organic. You know where we've been shopping a lot lately is Trader Joe's. Well, haha, I say we. Joey's been shopping a lot there, and we love it. We love Trader Joe's. Sunny, that's the trash can. Come in. Come in. Why is it that toddlers like want to pull everything out of cabinets? Out of the trash, out of the cabinets, like she's gonna see this and then she's gonna throw a fit. she sees the milk, the milk, she sees it. Yep. I'm getting Bear to get better in this thing, this swing thing. Swing, he's asleep in the swing. Every time we leave the room and Sunny's by herself, she flips out. See? And Sunny only says mama when she's upset. She only says it like mama, mama, mama. When she says dada, she's super happy, right? By the way, this is the cutest little strolley. That's from a company called Oleella. I love their baby toys. They're very natural. I'm not honestly really a big fan of the bright, colorful toys for babies, like all the plastic stuff. I know a lot of it is what it is. But we try to stay natural, like the wood toys. For example, love this little tripod thing. Don't look too closely at our house. It's a disaster. See, this is the Solly. And one of my friends gave us a good tip about how to use the Solly. So the trick is that you put it on before you leave the house, because trying to put this thing on in a parking lot isn't great, but if you put it on before you get in the car, then you can load the baby, the newborn, in much easier. Jacket, check. Swaddle. More diapers. So generally getting the kids into the car, I have to do 3 loads. First is just like my bag, getting all my things. And then I usually put the newborn in because he's a little bit less clueless. More clueless, he's a little more clueless. And the last one to load in is that one, the 15-month-old. So it's generally 3 trips to the car. Well, no, let's be honest. It's honestly 4 trips to the car. All the ones I just said, and the last one is something I've forgotten. My bottle of water or something. There's always something I've forgotten. It's like a family joke. Woo! Okay. Believe it or not, those are happy screams. Load number 1, mommy's stuff, well, and the diaper bag. I'm gonna walk out the door and she's gonna flip out. See, there it goes. First load into the car. All the meanwhile, I'm checking emails. Hey Sunny, from clients. Using Waze, it says I have 10 minutes till we need to leave for the doctor's appointments. So here we go with the routine of getting out of the house. Coffee pot is turned off. Christmas lights are off. The new house runs off of propane, and propane is expensive, y'all. So I'm gonna turn this down. Look at this little guy. Hey, Bear. Hey. Jackets, check. Diaper bag is already in the car. Okay, we made it into the car. I'm gonna chug some water. Because when you're breastfeeding, water is super important. I tossed my coffee from yesterday. It has paper in it because Sunny thought that would be fun to put paper into my cup, my coffee cup. I think somewhere in here I have my makeup. It usually takes me like 4 trips to get both kids into the car. The first trip is just getting our things in there, the diapers, the bags, all the things. The second trip is getting the newborn in because he's a little bit more clueless. The third trip is getting the 15-month-old into the car, buckled in her car seat. And the fourth trip is always like, what did I forget? And I'm going back into the house to get one more thing. But lately in this new season of being a mom, I am learning 2 things. I'm learning that there are the highest of highs and the lowest of lows being a mom and juggle the conference calls between the diaper changes and feedings. But I'm realizing that I just need to take deep breaths between those moments. And the highs and lows and all of that really fluctuate daily, like hourly. They go between, in a matter of one day, I can feel a lot of different emotions, being a new mom of two. But I am reminded that the one thing I'm learning, emotions pass. And I'm reminded that these times of this life with these children at this age is a very short time, and the challenges of this chapter will pass. The second thing that I'm learning is to celebrate the small victories. I'm an Enneagram 3, and that means that I'm I value, a lot of times I struggle with valuing myself and the amount of achievements that I make in one day or in one time. I'm very achievement oriented and driven, but and especially with things like social media, it does make you feel like you're not ever achieving enough when you see what others are doing around you. But I'm reminded right now in this new season of life to just celebrate the small victories. And for me, a small victory is just getting in the car. That sounds ridiculous, and I can't believe that I'm saying that, but it's the truth. And I can imagine there's a lot of mamas out there that agree with me. Just literally getting from the house into the car with children and all the things is a small victory. So today I'm celebrating small victories and being okay with that as an Enneagram 3. And I'm reminded that I'm enough. And I've got to keep reminding myself that, because working and being a mama and being a wife and never having a clean house, all those things are recipes for a self-value worthiness disaster. And there's a lot of temptation to just make yourself kind of beat yourself up and think I'm just not enough. I can't do all this. But I'm reminded that we are completely enough, and we're enough because Christ says we're enough. The Lord says you're enough because of Him, not because of all of the checklists and the to-dos. And especially during Christmas season, when it feels like there's so many things to do, it's just the opposite of what we should be thinking. We should be just leaning in on the gift of this season, the gift of this great Redeemer and love, and knowing that we're enough because of Him, not because of what we're doing in a day. And so I am celebrating small victories, taking breaths between all of the different emotions that I feel in one day, reminding myself that those emotions will pass, reminding myself that this short time with two little bitties will pass. And I'm sure at that point I'm going to want it back, because this is a precious time in life. Even though it's really hard, it's probably the hardest thing I've ever done. I thought working for Extreme Makeover was the hardest thing I had done, and I think this might top it. So, mamas out there, be encouraged, be inspired, and just keep letting the voice in your head that says you're enough speak loud and clear. Don't be tempted to think that you're not enough.